Hi everyone, welcome to 26th September crypto review. It's a Friday. Let's get right into it. Um, First things first, SPX for the first time in a long time looks slightly problematic. It's been on this absolutely unheard of run down from 4,800 to 6,600, so the largest index in the world did about 38% in 6 months on a one-way ticket. No retraces, no lower lows. Unbelievable. Um, I thought this kind of last couple of legs felt a bit like FOMO. Obviously, this kind of structure where it can't make a lower low and it's just getting a lot of support, it led to a leg up. But we're in this kind of flywheel where AI is going to fix everything, and AI companies have unlimited money to fix everything. And so, you got to invest more in that. And you know what? Let's just take a step back. It feels a bit overheated, personally. At the very least, there's a little bit of froth that can come out of the market. And we're starting to see it. Um, Look, XPX always goes up, but its drops tend to be quick and aggressive. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see where it comes out at, or if it just finds local support at 6,500, and then we're back to the races. So onto Bitcoin. First thing to note, Bitcoin has not looked that good compared to the SPX. SPX came just higher highs the entire time. This kind of stalled around July, and that's not really good enough. So looks weak. Last time I said the high time frame, particularly on the monthly, was looking really touchy. Now more than ever, that is not a good look for a breakout. But still a few days in the month. Let's see what they do with it. Weekly, we haven't had a confirmed breakdown, which I would say is a close below 111 as the first signal. And then 104 as the real confirmation. But personally, I think 111 is enough. Some people seem to be living by 108, which, makes some sense because that's where it dipped the first time. That's where you've got the weekly close. But I don't love that, particularly given how the PA has played out. So personally, I think a close below 10, weekly close below 1,900 is a bearish sign. And I'm just not that interested. Looking on the daily, same kind of story. Like, we saw some respect of the 111 level for the first bounce in August, fake breakdown, an attempted reclaim, and now we're just back, and it's just like looks like shit. So now I guess you can see my trade here around 104. There is a high probability of a bounce around the weekly level, but it's a very wide trade. Um, and a lot of people are going to be very, very negative. Yeah, so this is the weekly level, and that's where I put the trade because it's a wide weekly trade. On the daily, you could probably aim for a bit less if you wanted to trade up here. But yeah, that's also the VPVR, so you could aim for some sort of wick down to 100, like to add. But personally, I don't think this is very interesting. 4 hour, nothing to go on. You could on the 4 hour, there's always the take the range low and just go. But the fact that it's come back already wicked 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks into this area before it moved up, and it's already back here and in extreme fashion. I don't love it. You may get a small bounce. Not for me. I don't think there's anything on Bitcoin that's interesting. Where would I get bullish again? Reclaim 112. Otherwise, potential downside to F, even worse. F is extremely. Let me switch which F chart I'm looking. This is not clean. I think F is even simpler. There we go. I need to really clean up these charts. I think F's even simpler. It wicked the high. It did not hold the high. And it's potentially trending back into range. Monthly is inside candle, so that's not the end of the world, but F does have a habit of, breaking down from here. I think the key level is where we are at, in my estimation. This is it tested the first, the highest breakout, which was a bit, neither here nor there at 41.30. But this level here at 38.50, I think has a lot of cachet. That's where we saw it rejected once, twice. Let's break out, but and then this is where we got this little consolidation and rejection down to 3,400 before it finally broke through. So I think this is potentially a level you can look at. Daily makes it clearer. I would have said, look, daily chart, so this daily can go anywhere from here. Well, the daily isn't looking too good right now. There's still a trade. You could easily buy around 3,800, for a reclaim of the range. I think this is much more an important level, just given the level of interest around here. But because of where Bitcoin is and because of the trends of F, I just don't think it's worthwhile. I've reclaimed a 3,900 and maybe you're off to the races. Otherwise, 3,400 looks good, actually. You take it's a high volume node. Yeah, 3,400 looks much better. So 3,800, 3,900 is pivot. 3,400 is the next level down on the daily. No weekly, no 4-hour RSI div, and this is not something you want to see. A breakdown, small lateral consolidation with no kind of variance into another breakdown that looks quite smooth. I don't think anything. I'm trying to be a one-way trader, so I'm trading mostly longs, but I know a lot of people who are short already and have been short for some time. Not so good. I do think 33 to 3,400 is a great level, though. Cool. So that's F, BTC. We'll do Sol. Just once again, one-way action from Sol, which just always feels this way. Where when it goes, and then it just dies. Like in quick look, in January, it went from 280 to 130 in a quick way. And it's just too high to buy. Technically, I have this, it's at the yearly open-ish almost. I've got this yellow box, which I would consider a bounce area, in that even when it died in January, it bounced off 180. You can see that in May, 175 to 180 was once again resistance. So it's heading into this kind of area. My only issue with that is just the way it came up. It came up in one, you know, TWAP kind of way. So it doesn't have the exact same kind of structure on the way up as you would have liked. But having said that, I think that's a reasonable play around here. You have to go wide. You just go back. I don't think that's bad. So Sol at mid-range. Is it mid-range? Yeah, it's thereabouts on mid-range. I mean, maybe a bit more, but within the box is mid-range. So solid mid-range-ish. Key pivot area, potential for a stab, 180-ish. Stops below 160, all-time high. But once again, BTC looks like it could drop. This is such a key pivot area. I'm not that keen. So my hands are to myself. A couple others I wanted to touch on briefly. Hype's been the main boy, which everyone has just absolutely gone for. Look, still kind of looks alright to me. Sure, you can hear some dogs. Sorry about that. There's no real easy way to pick out an area in the daily. Okay, I had to pause because some dogs outside were going crazy, but we're back. Not so easy to pick a level on hype, but I think it's worth knowing that someone clearly exited TWAP. No deviation. There's nothing here showing that there's enough long interest yet to get involved, even as it starts plying through levels it had previously longed. Personally, I think this is just hot money moving from the old to Aster, which is Binance's attempt to wrestle some of this area, clearly. But even that's going down because we have a new hot coin that everyone wants to trade, which is not pump fun. We'll talk about that in a sec, which is Plasma. Absolute tear from launch. It went to public sale at 5 cents. It's been sitting around 50 cents in the pre-market, but the hype engine has been very effective, and everyone I know is in this now. So just this transition from hot coin to hot coin is reminding me a lot of extraction through altcoins, which is really worrying to me because I haven't seen that so much this cycle because it's mostly been TradFi, and you exit into TradFi and they just buy everything. Um, so I think it's worth. That has got me on pause. Clearly, someone is, you know, there's a lot of hot money around, particularly if you dump absolutely everything else to get there. I don't love this. We'll do pump fund quickly just because we saw it. It's had its moment and it's now on the way down. I thought 50 cents made a reasonable chance at a stab. That's kind of first stab, if you will. That's kind of come. It hasn't bounced as I would have liked. The next kind of interesting spot would be somewhere between the ICO price and previous monthly high, or just below it. I mean, you can play anything in this box here. I'm not so interested anymore. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of these coins are one way, so don't look to buy retraces, get involved in the trend, and get out. I think mercantilely. All right. Was there anything else I want to cover? Not on this. So let's go through the non-chart stuff.